Alright guys, welcome to the show. So tomorrow, Barcelona will be playing against Granada as their second game in La Liga. So it has been a very hectic week for FC Barcelona. Ever since we lost against Atletico Madrid 3-2, we fired Valverde, we hired Setién'S, and it has been official that Luis Suarez will not be joining us for the rest of the season. Then we had Todibo go on loan to a German club. Then we just found out that Riqui Puig will finally get his chance to play in the first team. But now we are 24 hours away from our game against Granada. So what are Setién'S plans going into this game? So let's go a couple months back and visit the game between Granada and Barcelona when Barcelona went to Granada. We did lose 2-0 against Granada already in this season. It was a devastating loss because overall it was a horrible performance. And what gave us that loss? How did we come out that stadium without scoring not one goal? And so I'm going to show you guys one play that led to a goal. The ball was in the air. It was going to Junior Firpo. Junior Firpo receives the ball. He tries to pass the ball back, but the Granada attacker wins the ball. They have possession now. Junior Firpo has to get in place and try to defend, and for some reason he ended up on the ground and Granada continued forward to try and look for that goal, and then later on they succeeded and scored the goal. How did this happen? Granada pressured Barcelona's backline to the extreme because Granada knows that Barcelona can be very vulnerable once they get pressed. Then if I show you guys another play here, we can see the Granada forward receive the ball on the right side of the pitch. He maintains possession. He's running through every defender that Barcelona has. He goes through Junior Firpo, he goes through De Jong, Rakitic. He goes all the way to the center of the box, and then he manages to take a shot, and that's unacceptable. We can see that Granada's striker easily was going through Barcelona's defense with no one pressuring him. Barcelona kept giving these players chances to score like if they were scared to throw bodies at the Granada attacker. They had no intensity, no defensive organization. They didn't even look like they wanted to play. And when you act that way as a collective when defending, that usually translates into the attack, which is why we ended up with 0 goals in that game. And if we look at the stats here, if we take a closer look, Barcelona managed to receive 74% possession, yet Granada still had more total shots than Barcelona. Then if we look at the big chances, Granada had 2 big chances and Barcelona had none. And I'm guessing those 2 big chances that Granada has got converted into a goal. And so the only reason why they scored those 2 goals is because we allowed them to. They had more big chances because, again, we didn't want it as bad as them. We were not creative up top. It just didn't look like the Barcelona that we once were, which was getting me very worried. Then if I show you guys a play, and this proves exactly what I'm talking about. You can see Ansu Fati receive the ball on the left side. He's looking for help. He can't find no one open. Look how all the Barcelona players are all the way on the other side of the pitch. No one is there to help Ansu Fati. There's no support, no nothing. And that is why we were not able to score, is because no one wanted to help each other. And that is the complete opposite of what Barcelona should be. We should always have each other's backs. And if we look at the games that Granada has been playing so far in La Liga, we can see that they started off pretty strong in the beginning of the season. Then they lose a little bit of form midway, and then they picked it up again this year. So we are going to face them in their very best form. I don't believe it's going to be an easy game because I know that Granada is very well aware how vulnerable Barcelona can be when we get pressured. And one of the greatest strengths that Granada knows they have is keeping a clean sheet. And if we look at the clean sheets, Granada is actually one of the best teams in La Liga to have a clean sheet. They have a total of 8 clean sheets. And if we look at Barcelona, Barcelona has 5 clean sheets. And what's even more interesting is that 4 of those clean sheets that Granada received, they ended up being 1-0. So what does that mean for Granada going into the Camp Nou? Knowing that they're going to go to that stadium, Granada is aware that they will not be able to press high because the field in the Camp Nou is a lot wider. It's a lot more different than in the game between Granada versus Barcelona last year. So Granada is going to come in a different way. So I don't think they're going to be able to send a lot of players up top and press the back line. I think what they're going to do is to cover their own half, the box. They can either press high and try to score, or just park the bus, is basically what I'm saying. And my guess is that Granada will try and go into the Camp Nou and try and get a 0-0 tie, leaving satisfied, which now means that it will be up to Barcelona Barcelona's attack to try and convert these chances. So like what I asked in the beginning of the video, what will be Setién'S game plan going into this game? That is to attack well, bring results, and most importantly, win in style. Because that is what the club wants in the first place. That is the only reason why Barcelona hired Quique Setién, which is to play beautiful football. And honestly, I believe it will happen. I can see a very good game tomorrow. Now I want to speak about this interview that happened yesterday with Quique Setién. They were asking him a lot of questions, and then he said this one sentence that really stood out to me, and I'm gonna read it to you guys. He said, "There's always that stimulus, and you can see they're very keen. I have been very surprised by the attitude of the players, how accepting they have been of new ideas." So that sentence right there is telling me two things. One, Quique Setién is bringing in a completely new way of attacking, and two, the players are desperate for a change. They wanted something different. They want to have brand new ideas, because if we look back at Valverde's Barcelona, every time we went to go play a game, we played the exact same way with the exact same game plan, which made us very predictable. We just did not see no progression, and that is why Quique Setién is saying how accepting they have been of new ideas. So for them to train this hard, it is telling us that they have been sold by Quique Setién's game plan, his ideas. And can Barcelona lose tomorrow? Of course they can. Even Guardiola lost his first game as manager back in 2008 in La Liga. But what I can tell you guys is this. In this game, we are going to attack in a very new way with a new style. I have a feeling that we are going to be much more direct, and who knows how he's going to do that. And we just don't know what Setién is going to do, which makes tomorrow very exciting. That is why everyone is anticipating this game, is because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the lineup is going to look like, which now leads me to my predicted lineup. So knowing Quique Setién and just seeing how he managed Real Betis, he wants to play a more free-flowing attack, more direct attack. So I'm gonna have to say Messi on the right wing, Griezmann up top as striker, and Ansu Fati on the left. And remember, Suarez will not be participating in this game because he is out for the rest of the season. And then in the midfield, I'll have Vidal, Busquets, and Arthur. And Arthur hasn't been like officially announced from Barcelona that he will be getting the green light, but it has been reported that he has been having great sessions so far. He hasn't been training with problems, so I'm just going to put Arthur there. But if he doesn't participate in this game, since we haven't seen the squad list yet and we're not going to get it until tomorrow, then I would just take Arthur out and put Riqui Puig in, and then just have Riqui Puig, Busquets, and Vidal in that mid. And then as for my defense, I'll have Semedo on the right, Piqué and Lenglet as center backs, and then Jordi Alba on the left. And then as for my goalkeeper, I'm going to put Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and it has been reported by Sport that ter Stegen is fully recovered and will receive his medical discharge throughout tomorrow. So that's some great news. Now for my predicted scoreline for tomorrow. Even though Granada does know Barcelona's weaknesses, they know how to expose them. I believe that having Granada go into the Camp Nou will be too much for them, because every time any team plays at the Camp Nou, it's very difficult to come out with a win. I'm going to have to say Barcelona wins 4-1. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what's your predicted lineup and scoreline for tomorrow's game against Granada. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.